Navigating Pi Network on PiSwap, a complete how-to full beginner's guide. In this video, we're going to be talking about PiSwap and how you're going to be going ahead and using the Pi cryptocurrency. And actually, I'm going to be talking about it in great depth, telling you on what the Pi network is, what PiSwap is, how it works, how you can access it, and a lot more. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you're part of the Pi Network community or if you've been mining Pi on your phone for the last few years, things are starting to get really interesting. Now, we're moving from just tapping a button every day to actually using Pi in a real blockchain environment. Now, with the Pi mainnet gradually opening up, more people are starting to explore PiSwap. Now, PiSwap is a decentralized exchange built specifically for the Pi network. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you're going to navigate PiSwap and a lot more. So, first of all, what is Pi Network? Now, for those new to this, let's quickly cover the basics. Pi Network is basically a project that started in 2019 with the idea of making cryptocurrency accessible to the average person without needing expensive hardware or deep technical knowledge. Users mine Pi using a mobile app, not through proof of work like Bitcoin, but through a social consensus mechanism. It's still in phase rollout, meaning it's not fully decentralized yet, but the mainnet has launched and now Pi can start being used within apps like PiSwap. Think of PiSwap as the Uniswap of the Pi ecosystem, a place where users can swap tokens, provide liquidity, and even launch their own community coins. Then moving on, what actually is a PiSwap and how does it work? Now, PiSwap is a DEX or a decentralized exchange built specifically for Pi Network's blockchain. It's still in its early development, and right now it's mostly operating within the Pi Network's enclosed mainnet. That means you can only interact with it inside the Pi ecosystem, and it's not yet connected to other blockchains like Ethereum or the BNB chain. Now, that said, PiSwap is one of the first real world use cases for Pi. It uses an automated market maker, which is also an AMM. Now, that's basically a model similar to how Uniswap or Pancake Swap work. Instead of traditional order books, prices are set algorithmically based on supply and demand using liquidity pools. This means you can swap Pi tokens for the other Pi-based tokens or provide liquidity by depositing your Pi alongside other tokens and earn fees when others make trade. Now, to talk about actually Pi swapping or how you're going to access it, to start things off, there's two ways to do this. Now, you can either use the PiSwap.io website or use the Pi browser app. Now, I'm going to be using the website to show you how you're actually going to start off for yourself and actually join in. So what you do is you go over to login. Now, if you don't have an account, simply click on create an account. Registering yourself is extremely simple. So we're going to add a name and they're going to be asking us an email. So I'm going to be adding my email over here, and you can use any username you want. Obviously, make sure to set up a strong password for yourself. And once we have done that, simply go ahead and confirm your password. Now, once you have done all these things, what's going to happen from there is you're simply going to click on sign up. And as you can see, that is it. You are now into the PiSwap section and it brings you here. Now, right over here, there's a lot of things to actually guide ourselves through. So once your Pi browser app or your dashboard from your actual browser is opened, what's going to happen is you're going to see this. Okay. Now, once the PiSwap page is open, the first thing you'll need to do is connect your very own Pi wallet. Now, to connect your Pi wallet, you can go over to the buy section. And right over here, obviously, to buy other listed users or buying other crypto, to make sure to go through your Pi browser app on your phone and connecting your Pi wallet. Now, this usually is a one-click process inside the Pi browser since your wallet is already tied to your Pi identity. No external wallets are actually needed. It's fully native and integrated with the Pi ecosystem. That's one of the benefits of working in an enclosed mainnet for now. It reduces scam risks and a lot of complexity. Now, you can also explore the Pi interface. So after connecting, you'll see the swap UI, which is basically all of this. Now, it looks familiar if you've ever used Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Now, you'll have these drop-down menus over here, so most of them are for the token you're swapping from and the token you're swapping to. And you can actually check that through the exchange request. Now, again, most of these things will be data transferred when you're using it on your PC or laptop, because mainly you can only use the functions or features on the Pi browser app. Now, by default, this might show something like Pi to PiUSD or Pi to a meme token like MoonPi. These are all tokens built with the Pi ecosystem. So you can enter any amount you want to swap. You can check the estimated output for yourself to whatever you want, and then just swap them. You will be asked to confirm the transaction, and once you've done that, it's simply submitted to the blockchain. Now, moving on, PiSwap also allows you to liquefy all of your swaps. So how do you add liquidity to PiSwap? Now, liquidity is what powers any DEX. Okay, if you want to earn passive income from your Pi, you can become a liquidity provider, which is basically an LP. So even if we go over here, Pi LP, which is basically, being a liquidity provider, or you can simply search up liquidity provider, and basically Pi Network will allow you to become a provider pretty easily and simply. And obviously providing liquidity also allows you and helps you to, make more money on Pi. Pi Bridge is basically the main liquidity tool, which is a hybrid all-in-one financial application both on the DEX and CEX models with multi-chain and cross-chain AMM. You can also check Pi network transferring on CoinMarketCap, where they give you latest Pi newses, and obviously the Pi Bridge organization is also a totally different application which you can use to bridge different softwares through Pi. Now, obviously, this is a bridge, so the currency isn't exactly on the main blockchain. It will be on the Pi blockchain. So obviously, the general value of that currency will drop because you are creating a hybrid bridge on the Pi network through other blockchains, but it can still work accordingly to yourself, however you want to use it. Now, you will need to deposit equal values of two tokens. So, for example, 10 Pi and 10 Pi USD into a liquidity pool. Now, this helps other users make swaps, and every time they do, you earn a portion of the 0.3% swap fee. So your deposit is represented by LP tokens, which you can redeem later to get your original assets back, plus whatever fees you have earned. Now, I will tell you a few risks to know, which are basically impermanent loss. So providing liquidity does come with risks, mainly impermanent loss. Now, that happens when the price ratio between your two tokens changes significantly. It's not always a loss in dollar terms, but it's something to be aware of. This is why many LPs prefer pairing stable tokens or sticking with low volatility pairs like Pi or PiUSD. Now, exploring other features on PiSwap are things like Token Explorer or launching your own token. Again, on the app, PiSwap often features a token explorer where you can see new community tokens being launched. Just like meme coins or other chains, but do be cautious, not all tokens have real use or value. Some are absolute jokes, some are scams, and some might be future gems. You can also launch your own tokens. Believe it or not, some versions of PiSwap may offer a basic token creation tool. You can create your own community token, for example, Pi Gaming, Pi Cat Coin, or anything else. Now, this is great for experimentation and community building, but again, until Pi opens up to external exchanges, these tokens only have value inside the Pi economy. Now, I'll also let you know a few pros and cons for Pi. So, the pros would be first mover advantage, which is basically because it's in a new ecosystem. You get zero gas fees or extremely low fees during the enclosed mainnet. Integrated identity via Pi accounts, which gives you less chance of scams or bots. Easy wallet access, no MetaMask or complex setups. And educational value, which is basically because it's a great sandbox for learning decentralized finance. Now, cons would tell us, pretty big things about it. So, first of all, would be limited liquidity. So, most pools are still very shallow because it's a new DEX. You also get no external value, which means you can't trade Pi tokens for fiat. But obviously that's something that's, in a yet factor because you can't do it right now, but they might work on it in the future. It's also still in testnet or enclosed mainnet, so features may change or break. You